So, it's Saturday and I am starting a somewhat impromptu vlog, and I'm going to try really hard to make this a shortish vlog. Most of my vlogs end up being like nearly an hour long. This one, I want to keep it under half an hour, if I can keep it even shorter than that. So, what am I reading this weekend? I am finally reading The Eye of the World by Robert Jordan, which is book 1 in the Wheel of Time. I've already been reading this week, so I am currently on page 260 of this mass market paperback edition that I have. It's chapter 18, and this one has 782 pages in total, so I have like 500-ish pages left. And I am also listening to the audiobook because it's narrated by Michael Kramer, who I really enjoy. It was a little weird starting off reading this one on audio with Michael Kramer because I kept expecting Brandon Sanderson stuff to happen, and I can definitely see the inspiration that Sanderson took from this series already. I could see that basically straight away, and I can definitely see the inspiration that Lord of the Rings had on this book, so that's kind of interesting, and I am actually enjoying it so far. The reason I sound surprised is because Robert Jordan has a more descriptive writing style than I tend to prefer, so I was kind of expecting to find it to be a little bit of a drag, but actually so far it's okay, and I'm interested to see where it's going to go, because there are certain things that I know about this series because it's been around so long and it's such a staple in the fantasy community. So there are certain things that I already know about this series that haven't been established in the book yet, so I'm interested to see how those things are going to come about. So that is my plan reading wise for the weekend. I do want to finish this. Today is the 27th of February, so I would like to finish this in the month of February, which means I have to finish it by tomorrow, which I think is achievable because I have around 20 hours of the audiobook left. I listen at 2 times speed. That's 5 hours a day, which is very achievable for me at a weekend. So that is the reading plan. The next thing on my agenda after this clip though is I need to wash my hair because it's a bit of a disaster at the moment. But first, I have a pre-order that has arrived. I actually have a couple of pre-orders on the way to me at the moment, so I'm not 100% sure what this one is, but I'm pretty sure I know. So I thought it'd be fun for us to open this together. Well, me to open it with you, because you're not here to open it for me, you know? So I also need to do my nails this weekend. Oh, it's a hardback. I didn't realise it was a hardback. Cool. So this is The Lost Apothecary by Sarah Penner, and it's actually much shorter than I was anticipating. Also, the cover is a little bit scuffed, so that's a bit of a shame, but it's very pretty. Very, very pretty. And I'll read you the synopsis on this one. It was in my anticipated releases video for 2021, but a forgotten history, a secret network of women, a legacy of poison and revenge. Welcome to The Lost Apothecary. Hidden in the depths of 18th century London, a secret apothecary shop caters to an unusual kind of clientele. Women across the city whisper of a mysterious figure named Nella, who sells well-disguised poisons to use against the oppressive men in their lives. But the apothecary's fate is jeopardised when her newest patron, a precocious 12-year-old, makes a fatal mistake, sparking a string of consequences that echo through the centuries. Meanwhile, in present-day London, aspiring historian Caroline Percival spends her 10th wedding anniversary alone, running from her own demons. When she stumbles upon a clue to the unsolved apothecary murders that haunted London 200 years ago. Her life collides with the apothecary's in a stunning twist of fate, and not everyone will survive. With crackling suspense, unforgettable characters, and searing insight, The Lost Apothecary is a subversive and intoxicating debut novel of secrets, vengeance, and the remarkable ways women can save each other despite the barrier of time. So, a little bit of a different kind of book for me, but I am definitely excited to give this one a go at some point, and I need to put it under my shelf. P for penna. So it needs to go. I'm going to run out of space. I think I already have run out of space. I mean, this one's quite small, it might still fit. M-O, Pentecost, penna. Penna is before Pentecost. And there we go. It just about fits, but that's the last one that's going to fit on that shelf. So I'm going to need to do something about my hardback collection. Anyway, that's a problem for another day. I'm going to go and wash my hair, and then I'm going to read The Eye of the World. It is much later now. It's, I think, 9:30ish. I am now here in The Eye of the World, which is page 456. So, I don't know, I've read like 200 pages or something today. Something like that. I haven't read it quite as much as I wanted to. I still have around 12.5 hours of the audiobook left, when I really wanted to get to 10 hours left by the end of today, but I am feeling very tired, so I'm probably going to go to bed. And I feel like the story is starting to drag a little bit now. It's a travelling story, which is never really my favourite anyway, and I don't know, I feel like we kind of just need to get a move on now, because it's getting a little bit repetitive. I don't want to say too much because I don't want to spoil it, but yeah, it's just, I feel like we need to start kind of getting to the point. I've got this horrible feeling that this particular journey that they're on in this book is going to go over into the second book as well, which would kind of suck because, like I said, not my favourite trope, but we shall see. I might try and read a little bit more of this tonight, but honestly, I am very tired. I already had a nap today. Saturdays are just a day where I just feel like I need to sleep like the whole day, so hopefully I'll be able to finish this tomorrow still, but for now I think I'll probably end up just going to bed and carrying on tomorrow. It is now Sunday afternoon, around 1 I think, and I have read a fair amount more, I think. I can't remember where I was the last time I updated you, but I did do some reading before going to sleep last night, even though I wasn't sure if I would, and I've also spent some time reading this morning while I was updating my bullet journal, or starting my March spreads for my bullet journal. So I've just done the title page so far, which is lovely and colourful, so I really like that. Happy with how that turned out. And I read a bit. I was listening to my audiobook whilst I was doing that, so I'm now on page 546. So there's like 240-ish pages left, which is 9 hours of the audiobook, which is 4.5 hours at 2 times speed. I didn't get through as much yesterday as I wanted, mostly because I spent most of the day listening to it at 1.75 speed because I was like multitasking, whereas I don't need to concentrate as much on that, so I was able to listen at 2 times speed. So still on track to hopefully finish this today. It's still not moving as quickly as I would prefer, but then I have heard that this one isn't really the best one in the series because it is much more reminiscent of The Lord of the Rings, which I'm not a huge fan of anyway, and the rest of the series is kind of more individual. So I'll still carry on with the series once I finish this, because I am enjoying it. The writing style, as I think I mentioned before, isn't as descriptive as I was anticipating. It's still more descriptive than I prefer, but it's not as bad as I was expecting it to be, so that's kind of a good thing. I'm going to take a bit of a break for lunch just now, maybe watch some YouTube while I'm eating, and then I will probably film some videos before I carry on reading, so I thought that I would check in at this stopping point. It is now a week later, or nearly a week later. It's Saturday the 6th of March, and I did finish this book last Sunday, and I originally filmed this wrap-up clip on Tuesday, and I've just gone to edit it and realised that I must not have had my microphone switched on because there's no audio, so I'm filming it again. That's okay, these things happen. It's not quite as fresh in my mind, but it's fine. So I did, as I said, finish this on Sunday, and I did enjoy it. All of the things I've already said are still true. It's still slightly more descriptive than I usually prefer, but not as bad as I was anticipating, especially given how heavily influenced by The Lord of the Rings it is, because I've tried reading The Lord of the Rings maybe 2 or 3 times, and I couldn't do it. There was too much description, and also I'm not the biggest fan of travelling stories, which is what the majority of this book is, and it seems like the next book is going to be that as well, which is not my favourite. I can deal with it, but it's not my favourite trope or kind of plot line. But that's okay. There are a lot of characters in this, which I like. It's largely from Rand's perspective, but we do get multiple perspectives in this, which is all I'll say on that. I mean, it feels a bit weird to do this kind of spoiler-free because so many people have read this at this point, and I don't know, maybe I'll do vlogs as I read the series, and the next ones will be spoilery because there'll be vlogs for the sequels. So let me know if you'd be interested in that. But I think Rand is not the best liked character, but I actually didn't mind him. Matt really annoyed me. Matt is so annoying, and I just wanted to throttle him on so many occasions. He's just so inconsiderate and just does stuff that you're like, why? Why would you do that? Clearly that makes no sense. So yeah, Rand, I didn't mind. Matt drove me nuts. Perrin, I quite like. I do not trust at all Moraine. Something about her, I just don't trust her. I don't trust her. I'm with Nynaeve on this one. I don't trust her. Nynaeve is a slightly irritating character as well. Not as bad as Matt. Like, no one's as bad as Matt, but she's a little bit, like, much for me. And Egwene is just a little bit of a meh character, in my opinion. I don't have a favourite character at this point. I don't feel like a strong connection to anyone, but I am deeply suspicious of Moraine. And I really like, and I can't remember his name now, Law? Is it Law? I do like Lan as well. Loyal. I like Loyal. He really reminds me of Rock, or actually Rock was written second, so I guess Rock reminds me of Loyal. I don't know. Whichever. Rock is from the Stormlight Archive, if you don't know. So I like Loyal because he reminds me of Rock, and I like Lan as well. Don't trust Moraine, I've said that already. I am interested to see what's going to happen in the second book, but there's something at the end of this one that suggests that the second book is going to go in a certain direction, and if it goes in that direction I'll be really annoyed, actually, because I think that it's not a sensible decision that is being made by one of the characters. I'll say that. but I do really enjoy all the lore in this, and I'm interested to learn more about it. There's a lot, like there's a lot of characters in this, there's a lot of world building in this, there's a lot going on. I do understand why people find this intimidating. I don't necessarily find all of that intimidating because I'm kind of used to picking up fantasy series and being lost for the first 20 to 30%, and in these kind of chunkier books that's a longer period of time, but that doesn't really bother me. I guess I've kind of just got used to it over the years because, as you may have realised, I read a lot of fantasy, so it doesn't bother me, but I'm not hugely keen on some of the tropes that were done in this. So I like the characters, I like the world, I'm interested to learn more about the magic, and kind of like some of the, I feel like there could be some really good politicking in this series as well, so I'm interested to see that happen, but I'm kind of like okay about the writing and not a massive fan of the plot so far. But then I have also heard that the rest of the series is very different to this, so I guess I'll see how I get on with book 2. I'm not going to be reading that straight away. I've put myself on the hold list for the audiobook through my library, and I think I'm going to have to wait like 8 weeks for that to come in. So it's going to be a while before I pick up book 2, probably in maybe May-ish, depending on, you know, if people decide to push back their hold at all. So yeah, we'll see when that comes in, but when it does come in I will carry on and read the next one. And let me know if you would be interested in me vlogging the rest of the series as I read it and making those future vlogs spoilery, because I feel like there's probably no point in keeping vlogs of the sequels spoiler free. So let me know, and don't forget to check out Ponderful Books down in the description bar. It is a book parcel service that I have set up with my sister, where you request a book and we pick one for you and send it to you with some lovely treats for a nice cozy night in of reading. And that's it for this one. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video and want to see more like this from me, then do think about hitting that subscribe button, and I hope to see you here again soon. Thanks. Bye.